welcome to the Partnership Publishing Podcast. I am Florence Hanneth, I'm the director here, and today I'm very excited to introduce you all to our debut author of Magic Moon Publishing. It is Cate Greener, debut author of Nosy Rosey and the Witch. Welcome, Kate.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm very happy to be here.
As are we with you. Thank you so, so much. And for those that are watching, you have a treat. Kate is not alone.
Oh, that was perfect timing.
It was perfect timing. He's woken.
He
Oh,
is
everybody
my
meet Rolo.
failure.
He's absolutely gorgeous. So for those that can see, or for those that are listening, also do feel that you can watch us on YouTube because there's some exciting treats in store as we partake in our conversation today.
He is my familiar,
Oh,
and he is wonderful. His name is Rulu, and he is definitely a muse of mine. He's just he's
he's
beautiful.
he is absolutely beautiful. So for those that don't know, yourself, Kate, and Nosy Rosie and the Witch, let's start by maybe, if you can, introduce yourself a little and ultimately where the inspiration came from for this fairy tale, rhyme, modern moral twist book came from.
So I'm a singer-songwriter. So in terms of how I approach and how I tackle story writing, my brain just seems to work in rhyme.
Mm.
So and it's the writing of the stories. It takes a few days. I mean, the longest so far has taken about a week. I've now written eight, which is really exciting. But it's the illustrating side that takes a lot longer for me. So as I'm writing the books, I can imagine and I picture in my brain what I want my characters to look like, how I want you to feel when you see them, how I want the readers to interact and engage with them. And then I kind of shelf that. And then I go back to the book and I then read it like I haven't read it before, and then it brings it all back to me, and then I tweak, and then I bring them to life. So Nosy Rosie and the Witch is my third story that I have written. I wrote it back in February, I think last year, and I was sat in a series of Amsterdam cafes. Not the bad ones, but the ones where it was beautiful lattes, coffees, and
Yeah.
the hustle and the bustle of the people around me. And I just found it, I loved having my own little corner where I could just listen to snippets of whatever was going on. And I just had a little coffee in front of me, and I was just creating and writing
Mm.
this story and the origin. So I mean, where the idea came from. My dad. It was my dad. So when I was younger, I was really lucky and fortunate to have parents that would just read me a story every night. And
Wow.
that really ignited, oh, amazing. I think I'm very, very fortunate to have had that experience. And my mom's voices, oh my goodness. She does the Grand High Witch, and I've never heard anything like it. I remember the first time she put on a voice, I was just in awe of
Oh, wow.
where that voice was coming from inside her head. Like it was magic. So my mum would bring stories to life, and she just ignited this love of reading and listening and just storytelling
Mm.
for me. And my dad would make them up. My dad just loved to yeah, Jungle Jim and Desert Dan, Larry the Lorry, all of these characters from the my mind, my dad's mind. And then I don't know where this story came from. And I asked him the origin of it, and like, where did he hear it, if it was like an old folklore, like an old folk tale that he'd heard. And he's like, no, he hadn't. And it was just a beautiful little thing. And it was just the power of love. And it was about a little girl, and it wasn't noses, it was ears.
Yeah.
And she'd wandered into a witches because I loved witches. I loved witches. My dad and I made a spell book when I was 6, and I was so tattered because I would put worms and I'd walk around with it and make
Oh, I love
spells.
that.
I was just honestly obsessed with witches. So he naturally had to come up with quite a few witch stories. And
Obviously.
I mean, some of them. Oh, I found my first ever story that I'd written, and it's
Oh,
6 years
wow.
old, and it's about a witch, and I found it, and it's even illustrated, and it's amazing. It's awful, but it's
And
so.
I
Um,
think that's just on that. Yes, you also illustrate as well. And so you're not just writing. these stories, you are the illustrator as well. So, and did that imagination, I mean, obviously growing up in that household, like I'm getting that image so strong. And it sounds absolutely incredible. And to be encouraged and then inspired to, like you say, write your own story at 6 and also illustrate it. I mean, yeah, I mean, you're literally filled with inspiration wherever you turn, I guess.
Very, very creative. If I'm not making something, singing something, or scribbling on something, I'm not happy.
Yeah.
It's like my barometer. If I'm creating loads, I'm in a really happy place. Yeah.
Wow, wow. And so, sorry, Nosy Rosie, it was ears, but
Yeah, yeah. He just came up with a story, and this girl just wandered somewhere where she shouldn't have been and met somebody that she shouldn't have met. And this witch, there was no beauty, there was no vanity about the witch doing it to take her beauty. I mean, that was a bit of artistic license. That was me, obviously, embellishing and adding and making the story a bit more depth. But she just got covered in no in ears,
yeah.
and she just got covered in 100 ears. I don't even know if it was 100, but it was just lots of ears. And I remember the witch cackling at her and saying, "Go home, no one can love you. Go
Yeah.
on." And then she got home, and then her parents were horrified because she was covered in ears, like you
Yeah.
could see the little girl. And I remember my dad describing it, and I was like, ah. But because they heard her voice, they just reached forward and gave her a kiss and said, "We love you."
Oh,
And the ear just disappeared and it just popped. And then they just kept on kissing her until the ears were all gone.
oh,
And that stuck with me.
yeah.
And then when I started writing and I started then now I'm inspired by everything and everything is a story and everything
Yeah.
goes in my little blue book. And I had some moment and I was like, oh, I need to do something with that.
Yeah.
I need to do
Uh,
something with that.
and we're so, so pleased that you have. Nosy Rosie and the Witch is your first with ourselves. It's your third, but it's your first with ourselves. And it's available to pre-order, but it's going to be available as of this Friday, just in time for Halloween. As you can see, there is a theme. Um, but the theme of beauty, jealousy, and love runs completely deep. Like this tale, it's completely deep. What do you feel? What do you hope children and parents um, kind of take away from this book?
That beauty it's inside you and
Yeah.
who you are as the person. I mean, I have met some absolutely gorgeous people
Mm.
and then they talk and then you learn who they are and all of a sudden they're not as beautiful. And I remember that was quite important to me when I was a little girl because I thought everybody, if you, it's like the Middle Ages, if they thought if you were beautiful, you were a good person. And then it's just you can meet some people that obviously aren't as breathtakingly beautiful.
But
They come across more beautiful because of who they are.
yeah.
And I just think it's really important to never judge
Mm.
and to never and you can't steal someone's beauty. That was the main story really is you can't steal someone's beauty because if someone's beautiful,
Yeah.
it's from inside them.
Oh, yeah. It's a strong message as well. And you kind of hinted earlier, so you are a singer, songwriter. That is who you are naturally. So this tale has got rhyme. It is got that rhythm, and that pacing. It feels extremely natural when reading it. And so naturally, do you follow a structure as a writer? Like people listening to this are like, oh, I wish I could write. You know, it's quite rare to be able to get that thread. And for some people it can take years in development. And for you, you know, it's extremely natural to you. So how do you find that process? Is there a certain structure that you follow, or does it literally arrive? Like,
I mean, I've been asked this again. I've been asked this before countless times with my songwriting. And
okay,
It's
yeah.
it's it's a very similar. I mean, do I have a structure? Do the words come before the music? Do I get the lyrics? Like what inspires what? Every
Mm,
single song is different. If I'm honest, sometimes
yeah,
I have the music and then the lyrics come afterwards. Sometimes I find there's already like a rhythm, a melodic rhythm within the words, and that's how the music comes. So obviously, no music at all, and now we're just writing a story. So this is my third one, and as you read, this my writing is evolving. It is getting a bit better.
Yeah.
Um, but what I kind of do is just, yeah, explode on a page. Just
Yeah.
get it out on a
Yeah.
page. And then I'll just, like, all of my ideas, it'll rhyme, but it'll be, and then I'll sleep. I will
Yeah.
sleep on it because sleep is
Yeah.
a marvelous thing. I will sleep on it and I'll come back fresh. And then I will try and put it into a 12 syllable, like a 12
Yeah.
bar
Yeah.
each line. Some doesn't fit, and then and then I'll almost sing it. I'll almost speak
Yeah.
it like I'm singing it.
Yeah.
And then it'll get to the stage after countless drafts of me doing that.
Mm.
I will then give it to my partner. He's my guinea pig.
Yeah.
He is a fantastic human being, and he's not musical, but he's got an ear for it.
Yeah.
I test all of my songs on him, and if he hums my hook later on, I know
Oh,
it's the one.
nice.
And
Yeah.
if it's not, I'll bin it.
Mm.
Um, and I will ask him to just read my story out loud.
Mm.
And if he can read it with the same
Yeah.
melody, with the same rhythm that I want anyone to read it, and he will, and sometimes he'll go, no, that doesn't make sense, that bit. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. And then I will then ask my mom and my dad and and some friends of mine that are not musical at all, and
Yeah.
I'll say, can you just read it out loud?
Mm.
Because
Mm.
that's the most important one, is just to
Hearing that
hear
back.
somebody else read it out loud.
Mm.
That's when you know if it's like a universal meterage and you've got it,
Mm.
or if I'm just reading it that way because I want you
As
to hear it
you,
that
yeah,
way.
yeah, I
Yeah.
get that. And then again, as a team, so we absolutely loved. I think that was what was so refreshing about this submission. Receiving it is one thing, and reading it in your mind, but when we was doing the team read aloud, it just came alive to us and was like, oh my goodness, this we could just see it. And like you say, you're incredibly visual as well. So then, combining the illustrations with the writing, being able to do that, I think is one of those things that every writer wishes they could do. They wish that they could draw what they can see.
Yeah.
And we've got such an incredible opportunity with yourself because you have been able to do just that. And it carries such I don't know, it adds so much, but in that dramatized sense, it's a lot more dramatic because of it, the way that the illustrations have been created. So it's in that specific pen style.
Mhm.
We really build this with Nosy Rosey and the Witch, like that style and that essence. Honestly, we cannot wait for you all to see this in print and on the shelves in bookshops near yourselves, because it is one of those books that it's great to read aloud, but to actually hold it and have that book kind of turning the page over and that feel. So every page has got a bit of texture. We've really gone to town with that kind of whole, you're immersed in the book. There's a lot of inspiration that kind of is drawn upon, I guess, from like your traditional heritage classics, like your Roald Dahl. I know we've had multiple conversations about that. Yeah, do you find that how was that kind of seeing it all come together? I guess it's a bit surreal.
Incredibly frustrating at the beginning.
Yeah.
Incredibly frustrating because I had all of these ideas, and I I knew exactly what I wanted my illustrations to look like. I
Mm.
just couldn't do them. I couldn't do them. And I felt then like I wasn't doing them justice because I thought that the stories themselves were good, and I was really excited to get them. Well, they're great, and I was really excited to get them into the world. And then I was just so reluctant to ruin them
Yeah.
with illustrations that weren't on par with the writing. And I actually contacted Quentin Blake.
Yeah.
That's how obsessed I was with Dal and his partnership. And I got a lovely message from his team just saying he's a little bit old for this, but he wishes you the best of luck. And I went, okay.
Thank you.
And then I found an illustrator that I loved their style. Um, and I contacted them, and I asked like for a rough estimate for obviously a full picture book. And I went white. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't realize how expensive illustrators are. And again, I'm very, very lucky, and I'm very fortunate to have such lovely people around me that support and love me. And it was just my partner who said, well, you can draw, you do it. And I said, well, yeah, it's just do it.
Yeah.
And it was just that little push I needed because I was just
Okay.
scared. I didn't, it was that imperfection. It was just not being good enough.
Mm,
And that was silly. So I did it. I just did it, and I haven't looked back. I mean, but the first book that I did, the illustrations, ooh, they're good. They're great for what they are. But in terms of Nosy Rosey, they're nowhere near. I'm really happy with Nosy Rosey, and
really step
just
up a notch, isn't it? It's like
oh, it's
totally, yeah.
and I've just finished the illustrations for Princess Frank, and that's coming out next year. And that I'm really yeah, because these illustrations are more like page, the detail, the more intricate.
Yeah.
I don't normally do that, so yeah, I'm having a lot of fun.
And that's a little spoiler, little teaser
A
there
little
for
spoiler alert.
people. Yes.
Yeah.
Honestly, we cannot wait. Obviously, there was that love for the illustration, Quentin role relationship, but that mischief, that style of mischief from like, I guess that Dalesque is just in your tone. Um, how do you feel there's a lot of circumstances? I mean, your life, you've lived a million lives in one, I feel like, and I've not known you that long in the
You're
grand
just
scheme.
getting that from my accent. Yeah,
So
I'm not
maybe,
Irish. That's the real conundrum here, is that I am
yeah,
not Irish.
honestly, so maybe share. I mean, do you feel that all your experiences, your life experience, where you've lived in the world, things like that, like have they shaped naturally? I guess they will have done, but like shaped that mischief, that tone, that storytelling edge. As we get to know you as a writer and an author and an illustrator, because like I say, this isn't the first nor is it the last. Yeah, how, yeah, life experiences.
I'm just very lucky to have lived in so many different places and to have moved in so many different circles and to have met so many wonderful people.
Mm,
I definitely have some characters based off people uh, that I will not disclose, but that have definitely inspired certain stories and certain of yeah events and experiences which I can. I'm just trying to think now of the stories. Oh well, I mean, there's I was walking down the street with my partner, and there was just this wonderful chap walking down the I won't say where because you'll probably recognize, but every single limb had different stripes. So
yeah,
he had like but they were all different colors and different thickness. And it wasn't a suit. It was all just, I don't know how it was. And he was just very small and he was old and he just looked so incredibly happy. And I just turned to my partner and said, "What's his name? What
yeah,
does he do?" And I
yeah,
do this game a lot with him.
yeah,
And he just goes, and I love to put him on the spot. And he went, "His name is Franklin Sprout."
yeah.
And I said, "And what does he do?" And he says, "I don't know. What does he do?" And I looked at him and I went, "He makes wooden mannequins, but no two are the same." And he makes each one with love and care. And
Oh,
now I'm writing a
you've
book
created.
in Sprout, and it was just this wonderfully happy little man walking down the street in stripes. It's
That's
like
incredible. It's honestly incredible. I honestly feel that from all the writers that we get to meet all over the world, that it is a gift. Like you see the world just that slightly little bit differently, and you get to see that spark and that magic and that beauty in people. That potentially others, it kind of either goes unnoticed or missed or yeah, not seen so clearly. So no, it's an absolute gift that you've got. So Nosy Rosie and the Witch, you've worked in many different roles as well. So from horse riding instructor to supply teacher, we've got all sorts going on. Do you feel like we will be, as your publishers, we will be representing you, you will be in being able to do book signings within retailers. We're also wanting and making sure that schools and entertainment venues and things like that know and are aware of Cate Greener and Nosy Rosie and the Witch. Do you feel that all of these life experiences help you in being able to deliver yourself and your stories and those readings? Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I'm confident because I've had so many fresh starts, I suppose. I mean, I've been to nine, eight different schools,
Yeah.
and I've been to, and not all of them because I was naughty. That'll be on the record. I was, my dad, we moved around the world. So we've had lots of uprooting, lots of fresh starts, lots of starting again, new friends. And I think a lot of people obviously would struggle with that. And
Mm.
a lot of people would kind of maybe close down. I don't know, like go behind a shell. Like it's hard. I mean, a lot of people listen to that and then they're like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry."
Yeah.
Like that must have been so stressful, and I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. I loved it so much. I love meeting people. I love meeting new people. I just find people are fascinating,
Mm.
and now that I'm working with children, they're hilarious.
Yeah.
And like it's good also I can test ideas on children. I can steal ideas from nah,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
the witch. I'm really the witch.
Yeah.
No, and the different yeah, I mean yeah, I'm no wallflower.
Mm.
Because if I was, I wouldn't have got anywhere with I've had to kind of like, hi, I'm Kate, I'm here. And I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, and
Yeah.
I think I've got sometimes I can be a bit too intense and I've got to like dial it back and but
It
yeah.
works. It works.
It
And it
works, but then
works.
I've also got those days where I don't want to see anybody, and I don't want to. My brain doesn't brain, and
Yeah.
I find myself not really being very social. But that's, I
That's
suppose,
where the creative, yeah, it comes naturally with the territory. I absolutely think so. And why would you want to, especially when you've got Rolo?
right. Some days it's just a Rolo day,
It is
isn't it?
just a Rolo day.
He's he's always honestly
He is
such
loving it.
a little bean. I know.
Yeah. Oh, well, we have the pleasure of obviously inviting you to our office next week, where you're able to collect your first lot of books. The book, as I say, will be available as of Friday, and we are gearing everything up for our Halloween special. You are also in a school next week as well, delivering your
In a library.
yeah, a library.
No, in a library, I've managed to, and we're doing a cauldron making session
Oh,
afterwards. I know, I'm so excited.
wow! Oh my goodness. That's going to be amazing. So again, anybody where we
Strengthful.
okay, amazing.
Strensel, just like in one of the suburbs of York
Yes,
in
yeah.
North Yorkshire. Yeah, Strensel.
We'll do a little bit of a post about that as well, get people to know about that
Absolutely.
and share that. That's going to be incredible. I think as well, just touching back on Rose and her transformation in the book, and we were talking about yeah, just kind of bringing it full circle back to that mother's love and that being so powerful. Um, I think as much as the witch character is both frightening, you really do bring that emotional kind of it is that emotional roller coaster and that up and down and that adventure through rhyme in this tale. And I honestly believe, and we do here, that this is a completely fresh outlook and a fresh take for children of a certain age, around that 6 to 7 year old mark, that, we genuinely feel that the book world is a little bit stagnant for
Mm.
them. And we need that creative, good book that isn't too thick. It's a great size. Um, it's just perfect with the illustrations for children to just kind of devour, just immerse themselves in, and for parents to absolutely love as well. And educators, this really is a complete new tale and a book for you. Um, what would you say was your most favorite thing about Nosy Rosey? And
Oh.
yeah, I imagine that's quite difficult, but yeah.
Well, it's not. It's just I can't say it because if I said it, you were not going to read. It's the ending. The
Oh,
ending for
okay.
me.
Yeah.
Like I just,
Yeah.
and the ending is so me. I mean, my partner read it and he went, "Really?" And I went, "Absolutely." And he's okay. So children, it's. I'm like, yeah, children love that, and I've tested it on a number of children, and they're all like, I love what happens. I love the ending, and yes, my stories are all a little bit macabre. They're all a little bit darker, but kids love that. I mean, the amount of children, horrors, And I mean, they're reading books that I find scary. Like, you know what I mean? Like they,
Actually scary.
yeah, like actually, like I remember when I did a little bit of training, and my English tutor gave me Neil Gaiman's Graveyard,
Okay, yeah.
and I read like, and I was like, he's like, this is, I was like, this is for children, and he was like, yeah, yeah. I went, children are children, and that kind of opened my eyes a bit to like what children, because now obviously the world is so open to them. The
Oh
world,
yeah.
like, if I was to have read that when I was a little girl, I wouldn't have slept.
No. Now.
My witches were getting my kids were getting covered in ears, and that was enough.
Yeah, that was enough. Yeah.
No one was dying,
No.
or so. But yeah, sorry, long answer, short. The ending.
Yeah, the ending. Oh, well, no spoilers here today.
Nose
For
spoilers.
those, yeah,
Oh
no,
my gosh.
it's
Okay.
too easy. Um,
I've got so many now. I've just got to really fight back. How
well, again, for those listening, please do. I implore you to follow Kate on her journey. Connect with us. Any questions you have, we will put you directly in touch with Kate. Follow Kate on socials. Um, Follow our journey. Follow Nosy Rosey, and get in touch. Is there any? Welcome back after some spooky happenings. You will now notice a different background. And yeah, we stopped recording and we're back.
Halloween. Do 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 do.
Love it. And we were just ending. So,
Yeah.
was there anything, Kate, that you would like to share with our listeners, our readers, people that are watching, um, about the future, the beginnings of Nosy Rosey? Anything that you'd like to share?
I'm just so excited. I'm just so excited to get it out there to get children reading, um, and to have some, yeah, just to hear what they think about it, and just it's the start of many, which is exciting. It's the start of many, many, many. So yeah, I just need to build like a little cult following that loves the kind of macabre, but yeah, it's like that old kind of vibe with this mischievous Dalisms. Like I grew up loving him, and the illustrations, a bit Tim Burton, Quentin Blake, Edward Gorey-esque kind of. Yeah, just stay, yeah, please share my journey. I'm so excited to share it with you, and I can't wait to hear what you all think of my writing.
Amazing.
Oh,
Kate.
also, a
Oh,
hat is arriving for Rolo. He's got a
oh,
witch's hat just like mine, and it will be with him for release date.
yay. Okay, we cannot wait. Honestly, thank you all so much for joining us. And thank you, Kate, for your time today. It's an absolute pleasure speaking with you. And we cannot wait for the release of Nosy Rosey and the Witch out very, very soon, and available in all good bookshops. So we'll see you soon.
Thank you so much. I'll see you on Wednesday.
Yeah, you will. Bye for now.
See you later. Bye bye.
Bye.